So our project brings to life a snapshot of what African American life was like in this region, in La Crosse.
Since 2019, the Enduring Families Project has hosted presentations at schools and other various social justice groups. The project creates historical educational skits on African Americans who made huge impacts in La Crosse.
In 1915, the music department put on an elaborate pageant.
Like Lillian Davenport, who graduated from UWL in 1917 with a degree in music. She was also a teacher at La Crosse Public Schools. George Pogue, the first African-American Olympic medalist. He lived on 13th and Cass Street and went to Central High School. Nathan Smith from West Salem was the foster parent to George Edwin Taylor. Taylor had his eyes set on the White House. He was the first African-American presidential candidate in 1904 to run against Teddy Roosevelt and Elizabeth Burt.
Now, black couples and families, they had a pretty easy time of finding places to live, but black men, they were left out in the cold.
Burt ran a boarding house in La Crosse for single black men. Because this knowledge is not widely known, Denise Christie and Rebecca Mormon Krieger, founders of the project, did something about it.
When I moved back to La Crosse, because I grew up in La Crescent, I just felt that there just wasn't enough around here.
The point is, we're not going to live forever. Organizations that want to learn about this history after, we're done, after we're older, can have the videos.
When I did the research, the stories became real and the people became real. Whenever I drive through downtown or I drive up over Nathan Hill, everything is in perspective. I know they were there. I know what their lives were. I look at the field and I wonder, was his field over here or was his field over there? They walked here, and so that becomes everyday part of my life.
One of the actresses for the skits, Lynetta Coop, plays Elizabeth Burt.
As an individual who had lived in La Crosse or who lives in La Crosse for over 30 years, some of these things I did not even know.
Coop says she is thrilled to be part of this project.
I want people to see the history, the rich history, the importance that Black people, people of color, made in La Crosse, because without this part of history, La Crosse really would not be where it is. We are part of the fabric.
Because of Nathan's guidance and encouragement, as well as his sending me to college, I have the confidence to be able to run a newspaper, but we need to have more than just that one frame of history that's out there.
Daryl Ferguson, another actor for the skits, says African American history doesn't just start and stop with the well-known Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, or Rosa Parks.
A lot of white people, I'll be direct and say that, they don't know a lot about the history of African Americans, the history of people who came long before them, and the impact they had and have and continue to have on our culture and future today.
We left them with friends when we ran away. We thought if we survived the escape, and we can buy their freedom later.
The Enduring Families Project has 3 main goals. It highlights historical African Americans in the Coulee region, provides inspiration for the present, and serves as a guide for future generations.
History is always magical, and it depends on which way you look at it and how that magic flows.
Celebrating Black History Month in La Crosse, Lindsay Ford, WXOW News 19.